Hey guys! I am back with my October wrap-up November TBR because, you know, halfway through November, and that's just how I do. I totally failed in October. Thought I was gonna have more time to read. Didn't really have as much time, so I got a whole 4 books. 4.5 books. I got 4.5 books done. So let me just show you which ones I actually got read. The first book that I did get read in October was The Death of Youve Mortwell by Stephen Messer, and oh my gosh, this story was so adorable. I obviously picked it because you guys know how much I am in love with illustrations by Chris Grimley, and this is illustrated by Chris Grimley, but the story itself was adorable, a little on the creepy side. It wasn't super like Halloween creepy, but it had good elements. I do believe it's supposed to be a kid's story, so that's probably why it wasn't so scary, but yeah, I would recommend this to anybody who wants a nice light read. I read it in about an hour and a half. It's a whole 100 and some odd pages. It was really good though. So, first book that I got done, Death of Youve Mortwell. Second book that I finished, finally finishing a trilogy, is Ignite Me by Tahara Mafi, and all I have to say is thank goodness those novellas are coming because I need more. This totally did not have an ending. It didn't have an ending. If you've read it, you know that is not an ending. That is an open door for another series that should come out now because I need more Kenji and a little more Warner, but it was excellent. I loved the trilogy. It was fantastic, and I really enjoyed it. And the next book that I finished, I am refusing to read the second book until I have the third book in my possession because I really enjoyed the first book, and I know if I read the second book, I'm going to just want to read the third book right away, and it's not out in paperback yet, and I have this kind of, I don't know, not really OCD, but I have this thing where I like to have all of my copies in the same form. The next book I read was my buddy read, and it was Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo, and I really enjoyed this book. It was different, it was entertaining, it was engrossing, it was just fantastic. And I really want to read the second one, but like I said, I will not have the third one until it's in paperback. So I don't want to read it just yet. The final book that I actually completed and finished and everything was actually a reread for me, so it went really quick, and that was Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. This is the one that Tamika Evans and I's No Name Book Club was reading this for, well, not this month because obviously it's November, but we read this in October, and she's hooked on Harry Potter. What can I say? I'm just getting people hooked on phonics. Not really. They're hooked on books, but that was a really lame joke. I'm starting to realize, guys, that my jokes are all really lame. But they make me laugh, so whatever. But yes, finished Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone by J.K. Rowling, and it was just as fantastic as it was the last time. But the final book, and I'm counting it as a 5th book because it's like 700, 800 pages long or something like that. I'm not 100% sure because I haven't looked at the exact page count in a while, but it is the one that I started and I'm about halfway through. And that book is A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin, and holy cow, I love this book so far. It's very entertaining. It sucked me in from page 1. So I am gonna get the second book, but it's huge, so this one's gonna take me a while. It may or may not be finished this November, but I really enjoy the story, and once I finish this first book, then I'm gonna watch the first season of the show because no, I have not watched Game of Thrones yet because I wanted to read the book before I watched the show. So guys, like I said, totally failed. So I'm keeping this month's TBR a lot smaller because I've been really ambitious with the past few months, and I've epically failed each month. So I am keeping it to, I think, 5 books this month. I'm going to try to get through 5 books. Possibly finishing Game of Thrones as well. The first book from last month's TBR that I'm going to read is the Indigo Spell by Rochelle Mead. It's the 3rd book in the Bloodlines trilogy. Why do I keep wanting to call it a trilogy? It's the 3rd book in the Bloodlines series, and I believe that the 6th book comes out in February, I think. I don't remember, don't quote me on that because I'm not 100% sure, but I would like to get caught up by the time it comes out. So this one is going to be one of the first books I read this month since I totally was going to read it last month and didn't. The next book from last month that I will be attempting to read this month, I'm going to read City of Fallen Angels by Cassandra Clare. This is the 4th book in the Mortal Instruments series. After I finish this one, I am going to go ahead and read the Infernal Devices series because I've been told that it's better to read it that way. Read them in the way they were written as opposed to this series and then that series. The 3rd book that I plan on getting finished this month is kind of a big one, and so I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I can actually get it done. And it is the BookTube Reviewers Book of the Month, and it is The Diviners by Libba Bray. I believe that there is a 2nd one coming out sometime soon, so I am excited to get to read this one before that one comes out, so I have a book to look forward to coming out besides being behind on every dang series that I've ever read. But yeah, so it's kind of a honker, but I think if it's as good as everybody says it is, then I won't have a problem getting through it. The next book I plan to read, I took the dust jacket off because I took it with me to work, and I don't like to have dust jackets because they just kind of get in my way and they fall off, and I don't want to bend them. So the next one that I am going to read doesn't have its dust jacket on, just so you're prepared, but it is the one that Tamika and I are reading for our still not named book club, and it is Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. Here, let me just show you the spine there so you can actually tell. I haven't read a lot of contemporary in a while, so I'm really excited to get this one read. It's been sitting on my shelf since I heard about it from Reagan over at Peruse Project when it first came out. And the final book that I am going to be reading this month, thank goodness it is the final book, because it is the book that I have chosen with my buddy for our buddy read, and it has also been chosen as the Book Hunters Book of the Month. They took like a huge weight off my shoulders because I don't know if I could have finished 6 books. But that book that I will be reading is called The Coldest Girl in Cold Town by Holly Black. I have heard fantastic things about this book. I wanted to read it since I was able to get my hands on a discounted copy of it. And so I'm finally going to actually, dive in and read it. I believe it's a vampire book, obviously, Coldest Girl in Cold Town, unless it's Mr. Freeze's daughter or something like that, but 5 books. That's my goal, is 5 books and a possible completion of a Game of Thrones. That one's kind of a stretch. So, anyways, that was my wonderful TBR wrap-up combo that you guys get again. Hopefully I will have more books in the future read and on a TBR and be able to read them so I can give you 2 separate videos, but it's the holidays, probably not gonna happen till next year. But also, you're going to be seeing this outfit in a couple more videos because I plan on filming the crap out of videos tonight because I have nothing better to do on a Saturday night. And you guys deserve them for waiting patiently for an entire month for with no videos from me. So I will put my social media in the little doobly-doo below. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, anything at all, you just want to have a conversation, just go ahead and put that in the comments, you know, message me, whatever. I guess I will see you guys in the next video that's going to be filmed here in a minute or two. I might go get me a glass of wine.